Hello everyone and welcome to the Mead Hall. Today we are playing Heresy or Hearsay. This is a game show style podcast where we all have different anecdotes of lore from the 40k universe, and we're going to present those pieces to each other, and then we're going to have a little discussion about whether we think it is heresy, i.e. an actual piece of lore, or hearsay, something that we've made up. Everyone will write down on cards whether they think it is heresy or hearsay and reveal them at the same time so that everything's fair. If you guess correctly, you get a point, and you get a point for every person you deceive.
Ooh, okay.
So, if they think it's a lie and you say if they think it's a heresy and they say it is a hearsay, you get a point, and vice versa.
cool.
Okay. Is anybody wanting to volunteer to go first?
I mean, in our last podcast, I went last on everything, so I'll go first if you want.
Go on then.
Go ahead.
Those of you who hopefully have watched our previous episode will probably recognise that this might tag on to one of my last pieces from last time. So, Necron flayed ones can mimic their victims, including their voices.
I want to say...
When you say victim, are you meaning like the victim of the Flayer curse, or are you meaning
the person they kill.
Okay.
So they can mimic people they kill.
For what end?
Could be to convince or trap others into helping them catch more people to kill. Something like that.
How's it work? They don't have like a voice box or...
Well, Necrons can speak, can't they?
Well, now I don't know. because that could either be a very convincing lie, or that's genuinely true. And if that is, that makes them so much more fluffed up. If that makes sense. Oh.
What if I say that they wear the people's skin to help them cloak themselves to make them more like the person they killed?
I have my answer within seconds, so...
Yeah, I don't think they have enough.
So, when do we want to reveal?
Are you done asking questions?
Yeah.
I'm done asking questions.
I'm of the mind of I don't think they have enough sentience.
Okay. Right, if you're ready then.
Yeah,
Everyone ready?
To camera?
To camera, and then obviously tell me, because I can't see.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I meant to write it as actual thing. True. I forgot the rules of the game.
I put hearsay.
I put heresy.
I went with hearsay.
Cool. So, the actual answer is that it is in fact heresy. It is true.
No!
Yep.
It is true.
I had that first.
It is actually a short story, but that was written about, but you can only find it on Warhammer Community from back in the Psychic Awakening days.
Oh wow.
I do remember reading that, which is where the meme that has spawned of the Necron pretending to be like the Imperial Guardsman Steve, and be like, Steve's looking a little pale at the minute. Just this Necron flayed one with like an Imperial Guard hat like loosely placed on its head.
Yeah, no, it is actually true.
So sad I got that wrong. I had hearsay, and then
So
I was
that's
like, no.
2 points for me, and a point for John.
Yeah.
I'm worried these games are going to reveal that I've spent too much time just reading random bits of lore now, isn't it? Oh.
And with that, John,
Perfect.
take us through our next bit of heresy or hearsay.
So, let me tell you about the Red Scorpions, a chapter of the Space Marines. Known for one thing predominantly, they are vehement followers of the Codex Astartes, to a fault. They were in a conflict on a planet against some crew. They were doing very well, until one of them died. The crew proceeded to eat the Scorpion, the Red Scorpion, rather than an animal, and learned what the Codex Astartes was because they ate them. That then led to the Red Scorpions being beaten so badly that they had to leave the planet and send out a wideband vox to be like, we need help.
I'm gonna vomit.
Any questions?
I think that's pretty self-explanatory, isn't
What
it?
chapter do the Red Scorpions come from?
They are believed to be Ultramarines because everybody's believed to be Ultramarines. Any other questions?
I mean, I think I know the answer. I think.
Oh dear.
I've got all the questions that I.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
we decided already?
Yeah.
Are we all locked in?
I'm locked in.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, you're not going to be able to see this on there, but...
Heresy.
It's Hearsay!
No!
It's made up rubbish!
Ah,
Actually, I would
it sounded like that.
I know. I would like to take credit. I would like to take credit for it. But it was one that I, up until I started researching, thought was real lore. But it was in the process of the particular one. It was a story that was somebody had done to give flavour to the Raptors, because the Raptors then arrive and kick the ass of the crew because they don't follow the Codex.
Where'd you get that from?
Voldemort.
John gets 3 points
I was going to say, I swear I've heard something like that before.
because John managed to deceive us all.
Although if it does then turn out that I lied, I guess I lose points for the future. So
Future you gets minus 10 points.
yep, for lying. Right then.
Would you like to go next?
Oh, sure, I gotta choose one. Warp travel isn't actually that dangerous, but the Imperium refuses to use any route mapped out by Xenos, even if it was only used millions of years before the Imperium was ever formed, and so they're stuck.
So
Just,
So you're saying that there are these safe routes through the warp, but the Imperium are so stuck in their ways that they're like, we will not take those routes because Xenos mapped them out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, they're like that.
They are very much like
Yeah.
that.
They're old-fashioned, and they don't want to spice things up a little and actually
So-
make things easier for themselves.
But hang on, so you're implying that there are actually safe routes through the warp?
Yes, but they're mapped out by Xenos, so the Imperium won't use them.
like fully safe.
Yeah,
Absolute.
yeah.
Like how safe? Like no Gellerfield safe?
No, nothing. They can just go. Whoops,
And this is
okay.
separate. And this is separate from things like the webway.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got my answer.
Yeah, I've got my answer.
Just waiting on you, Jamie.
I'm just trying to find a bigger pen. Because I've only got this tiny little one and it's not working. Okay.
Ready?
Really?
3, 2, 1. Hearsay.
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 Yeah, you got it right.
There ain't nothing safe about that warp.
So is that a point to everyone?
Yeah.
Apart from
Yep.
me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So a point to everybody apart from me.
Okay.
Yeah, I should say I'm probably not going to be great at this because I'm very new. So I don't. A couple of mine I think they're going to be obvious what they are. So, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, up next it is me.
It is you.
This is moi. In the book Ultramarines, it is established that Marius Kelgar and Gilliman the Primer share a love of theatre, specifically William Shakespeare's King Lear. And I have a quote to go with this. Marius regarded the desk of the demigod and spotted a worn manuscript, looking to have been thumbed through by the title of King Lear. It seemed he and his father-in-law were closer than he had known.
So, I know that they reference some 21st century stuff in 40k, but the names are always wrong. So, is it actually King Lear, or is it a different name?
It's King Lear.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
I did not. That is,
Well,
it's in my notes.
that's what he says. That's
It's
what
in
he
my
says.
notes.
Oh.
I may have found a chink in that armour, but
Ooh.
but it's also quite believable.
Does it say what his favourite bit of King Lear is?
It does not. That is the only way that it is regarded. It's just seen on the desk.
They both like reading King Lear.
That says a lot about them.
I mean,
I really know my Shakespeare, so I was trying to stump you with that.
is it like it feels very Ultramarines to be like, what is the most obvious thing we could have them read to be like, yes, this shows that they are well-educated people. They're going to have Shakespeare on the table.
How do they pronounce Shakespeare? Because I know how it is pronounced in 40k.
I don't know. The bit that I looked up said that it like just had William Shakespeare.
Okay.
It had the different way of saying King Lear.
And
King Lear,
So,
but-
so they had the right way of saying Shakespeare, but the wrong way of saying King Lear.
yeah,
There's inconsistency in that story.
it was on Reddit.
is it confirmed that, like everybody, is William Shakespeare actually the Emperor?
No.
Because is William Shakespeare a perpetual?
Maybe.
I reckon I got mine.
Yeah, I reckon.
I really want a point. I don't have any yet.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Heresy.
Say.
It is in fact Hearsay.
Ah. Is there any reference to them sharing a love of a book, or is it?
No, I
totally
completely
made
made
it
it up in time.
I knew you had.
just out of context for you, by the way. The way they pronounce Shakespeare is Shakespeare.
Ah.
Of course it is.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't want to take a gamble on getting it wrong.
Of course it
To be
is.
honest, I knew as soon as you said that the one that they liked was King Lear, because there's so many more that fit the Ultramarines better than King Lear.
Yeah.
It's such a bad.
I just-
a bad example.
I just.
At least go with the fellow. At least that ends in like a similar way. Sorry.
I just visioned the fact that a person who's like, how do I add flavour to the Ultramarines? Yes, they read Shakespeare, and it's like, cool. What depth does this add? And it just felt very like how a lot of people do the writing.
Okay.
Back to me now?
Back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ready for round 2. So, the Primarch Vulcan, as we all know, is perpetual. And he has so far canonically died 14 times during the Horus Heresy.
What was each death?
Nice one. Thankfully, I came prepared. So, Istvan 5. Although, in fairness, that is not confirmed, but it is believed that he probably died during Istvan 5.
That was the Drop Site Massacre, wasn't it?
Drop Site Massacre, because I believe there was a nuclear device set off on the Salamanders, including Vulcan. So it's assumed that he probably died during that event. After that event, his body or him, whichever, was taken by Comrade Kurz. He was tortured to death 9 times in total.
Oh, Kurz gets 9 of them. That's
He
good.
gets 9 of them, yes. He kills him repeatedly, and every time he kills him, he regenerates faster. Hence why he's able to get quite a few out of him. This is also why, by his later deaths, he regenerates basically within minutes. Whereas with Kurz, it could have been hours or days. No one really knows how long is between each death. That's where it's a little bit ambiguous. When he escapes Kurz's ship, he teleports with his hammer and crash lands on Macragge. So he dies from orbital entry, unlike the Master Chief in Halo. He is then killed by Kurz again during a battle on Macragge. He's then further killed again on Macragge by John Grammaticus, who plunges a spear through his heart. And then he also dies post-Heresy. Ulanor again. Well, he didn't die at Ulanor the first time, but he dies on Ulanor, the second invasion of Ulanor against the Beast, which is his final death.
I could fix him, you know.
Now, this isn't... There's not much fixing with Vulcan. He's pretty chill.
He pretty much fixes himself.
I meant Commerce Curse, but okay.
Okay, that is something to unpack at a much later date.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
Is there... So, is what you're saying that this isn't something where it's like, he's actually only died 13 times, and the lie is that he's died 14 times. It is that there is...
Well, those are the 14 times we know of in literature that he has died.
So you're saying you wouldn't do something cheap like, oh, it's actually 14 and a half?
No.
How would you half die? That's why he's not come back, because he didn't actually die when he fought the Beast. He was just like a bit wounded. Like, this isn't what I need. I need to be dead to come back properly.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that.
Oh, okay.
No, so he has died 14 times. If I was lying, no, I haven't just done... No, he's died 14 times.
Okay, yeah.
I think the preparation wins me over on this. Because I wouldn't have thought to actually
Yeah.
Have
prepare
14.
14 down.
Either that or Jamie's improv skills are impeccable.
To be fair, you did wipe out 10 with Combat Crew.
9. I think
Nine.
we'll find. Get your facts
Yeah,
right. Get your
10.
facts right. No, 9.
On Macragge.
Oh, 10. You could actually say 11, considering he jumped out of the Curz's spaceship as well.
I feel like that one was kind of self-inflicted, that last one.
Yeah.
And you have read the Horus Heresy books, which does work in your favour of... They've got so many books. They've got to just keep killing him just to fill out pages at that stage.
Yeah.
I've got mine locked in.
I got mine locked in.
I've had mine for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everyone.
Ready?
Heresy or Hearsay. 3, 2, 1.
Heresy.
Heresy.
Hearsay, boys and girls!
I knew it. I didn't know it.
Seriously plan out 14 deaths?
I mean, you got 9 of them.
Those are all technically correct. The problem is no one knows how many times he was killed by Kurz. No one actually
Jamie,
knows.
when we said, don't pull that...
Don't do cheap tricks!
It was no cheap check. It wasn't within a number or two. It was no one knows. No one actually knows. There's no canonical number. No one knows.
Sorry.
That was good.
That was good. Yep.
That was
Nope,
solid.
we'll take that.
Because I was originally going to go Hearsay on the basis of I thought Cruz did it a lot more.
You could have. Yeah,
You realise that, though, if they ever write about the number of times and it turns out to be 9, you have to lose points in the future. No matter how far in the future they decide to write that book of like, this is what happened to him on that during that time.
Right, I believe it is you next, John.
Ooh. Okie dokie.
What little anecdote do you have for us?
Oh, well, I've got an anecdote about the Imperial Fists.
Ooh.
Oh.
And the initiation ritual that the new neophytes have to go through. Amongst everything else, the last ritual that they must engage in is before the entire congregation of the Reclusiarch, I think I'm pronouncing that roughly correctly, they must imbibe a cocktail from Dawn's chalice made of blood and amber, and then poop out a perfectly spherical ball that is added to the pile of other balls from previous neophytes. Which are added... Well, I'll leave it there. They're added to a large map in a game that nobody quite understands.
Why? That's the only question I've got.
Nobody knows anymore. The meaning has been lost to time, like many things in the Imperium.
It's so out there.
I just imagine. I just don't want to imagine it, but it's in my head now. Oh dear. I don't know what to say. There's just no
The
words.
game that no one understands.
Yep.
Do they play it?
It is described as it could be some form of sacred game. It may be a form of some horoscope to predict the future. It could just simply be a star map. The meaning of it has been lost to time. Or perhaps it's simply kept secret from the neophytes.
And what happens if they can't? Do they go back into training? Are they executed?
Mercifully, everybody who does it seems to know. I guess they just wait. They just keep going until they do it. I mean, imagine at that point. Probably it is the pressure that causes it to come out as a perfectly spherical ball.
Oh, damn!
The pressure of the environment that you're in, and be like, well, I gotta do this. It's a
Do they
Is
do
there
they
like-
turn the gravity up just a little bit just to help?
just a really.
Like, is there ceremony to it, or is it just...
There is
They come
full.
back from
There is
the-
no. There
from
is
the
full.
dummy.
It is not done in private. This is you have to do it before the entirety of the higher command. Yeah, and all of your brothers who will be ascending with you. You take it in turns.
They have to watch you poop.
They have to watch you poop.
No! I swear to God, if this turns out to be true, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the planet. I'm going to Mars.
Are we ready?
Alright, I've got mine locked in.
Okay, I think I've got mine. Please let it be this.
That's
Okay.
wild.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hearsay.
I'm saying it's hearsay.
I'm saying heresy, because that's a wild card.
It's heresy.
Right, goodbye!
I came prepared with a quote from the Space Marine book by Ian Watson. Perhaps the strangest talisman, and one, or should one say many, which made those initiates feel themselves intimately part of the fists, was kept in a long crypt below the reclusium, reached by a drop shaft that would incinerate anyone who did not sport a black carapace beneath their skin. The adamantium floor down there was inscribed with many of tiny coloured channels that bootsteps would never be able to wear away, in a pattern suggestive of a cosmic map. And along those channels were spaced little indentations, the depth of a fist's thumbprint, each recess named with a rune. At one end of this seemingly arcane map or game board, an enormous plastic crystal bowl held thousands of what at first sight appeared to be bloodshot, ochreous eyeballs. Each bowl commemorated the initiation of a group of ex-cadets throughout the eons, each being a nugget of liquid amber and blood drunk from Rogel Dawn's own chalice by the reclusiarch of whichever epoch, and defecated by him subsequently in this shape. At the opposite end of the Raven floor, a second mighty bowl held darker balls composed of no doubt the bodily secretions of the third degree, likewise embalmed in amber. What sacred game was being played out on this floor? What arcane divinations were being performed here? What horoscopy or even psychic sorcery in extremis might be enacted in this crypt? The initiates already realized that here were secrets utterable outside the confines of the reclusium's innermost secrets which they themselves might wish to never know. In the organic, visceral way possible, they now felt bonded with utter intimacy to their chapter, digested by it.
I never thought I'd heard the phrase darker balls.
I'm impressed.
That's amazing. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you kindly.
I'll take those 2 points.
I'm gonna need another cold shower.
Dear.
It is in fact your turn. If you
Hey, El.
Hi.
How's the emotional damage doing?
Emotional damage. Oh gosh. Okay. There's a secret Space Marine organ that causes Space Marine's feet to be a little bit smaller, but all known chapters, except for the Shree Lords, who are a cursed founding chapter, have lost the organ over time.
I have my answer already.
Would you
The
like me-
Shree Lords.
The Shree Lords.
Okay, can you tell me about the Shree Lords? Like, who are they a successor chapter of?
The Knights of Knee.
Um, I think I might have pronounced it wrong, actually. I think it's pronounced the Shire Lord.
The Shire Ah! Brother Bilbo!
I think
There are.
Grand Psychic Gandalf.
Oh no.
Chaplain Took.
I think their ship's called the Fellowship.
And they're from a planet
And I
called
think,
the
I think they have their token, like, Space Marine woman called Owen. And she just kind of, like, hops around on a horse and she's...
Do we need to
No, I think
I think I've got my answer.
I think I have that.
Heresy or Hearsay, guys?
I
Three,
think
two,
that's
one.
hearsay. As much as they do love to rip off old Tolkien, I don't think.
that would be a little bit too much.
Oh,
Oh, I found that on Reddit. It was so good. I was like, they're gonna know it's false, but it'll get a laugh.
no, it's good. It's
And then he
good.
coughed up my lung.
Stunning. Good work.
Oh, thank you.
Points for all.
Well, almost all.
Almost all.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh dear. I have 1 point. It's not going well for me.
Need to read some more lore, darling.
I need to read more.
Right.
Joe, the host.
Is he the host with the most?
Let's see. So, Malcador the Sigillite hinted once in the Horus Heresy series at female Primarchs being possible, and that that had the Emperor listened, the heresy may not have happened.
Oh,
See, now I believe I know where this story comes from.
I know.
Can I firstly say girl power, space girl Marines should have been a thing.
I'm saying that in this scenario, maybe listening to your trusted advisor would have been a good idea, but who knows? Did the Emperor give a reason as to why not?
The excerpt does not. But I do have a quote.
Ooh, go for a quote.
Give me the most. He says, "You brothers, such a nest of rivalries. I warned him to make you sisters, that it would have made things more civilized. He thought I was joking. I wasn't."
Bless him.
I mean,
See, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm also not sure that it wasn't retconned out.
no, I think I know the answer to this. Was the Emperor just like no girls allowed? Was this thing? I feel like there's definitely some things to unpack there. You know, all the custodians.
Yeah.
His
I hope you're not trying to suggest something about our Lord and Saviour, the Emperor of Mankind.
Just saying, he definitely was like no girls allowed club.
But look at us now.
Ah, yeah.
Is everyone locked in, or is there more questions?
Oh no,
I've
have
got my answer.
I'm going to have to go with the gut.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
It's heresy.
It's heresy.
It is indeed heresy.
I got another point.
did actually think that was retconned out though.
I don't think it has been.
Is it not?
I think they've because it's a Horus Heresy book, isn't it?
I don't think it is in the Horus Heresy. Or if it is, it's in the very later ones that I haven't read yet.
I think it's an early one.
I think I know that because you told me.
I've definitely seen that quote. I've seen that quote
I've
before. Unfortunately,
heard-
literally
I've
as you said it, I was
definitely
like,
I've definitely heard of it. For some reason in my head I thought it was retconned out, but
It may have been. I
don't know.
I looked up the. Did not say in the source that I looked up for, which is
Irrelevant,
fast
really.
Google search.
It did at one point exist. Right, I assume we're going to go to last round, yeah?
Yeah,
Final round.
final round.
So, ready?
Yep.
Space Marine Terminators first received their rules in a White Dwarf and not a main rulebook.
which White Dwarf?
109?
Looks convincing, isn't it?
What was it? It would have been just Terminators because they wouldn't have divided them up into Terminators and Assault Terminators, wouldn't it? Or was it both?
Pass? I don't actually remember.
What additional?
Second or third, I think. I think it was in the 80s.
Do you want to know the worst bit of this? I have a 3rd edition Space Marine Codex on the side of my, like next to the side of my bed, and I cannot picture in my head whether, because you said, because if it might be 3rd edition, no, I think they were rolled into it by 3rd edition.
Possibly.
Was there a reason why they weren't in the main codex?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Yes.
You didn't ask specifically. The reason is because they actually first were developed specifically for the Space Hulk game.
Cool. That confirms the answer that I've written.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to lock in.
I'm ready to lock in.
I'm guessing. I really don't know.
Ready?
Yeah. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
Heresy.
Heresy.
Damn it. It is true.
Yes.
The second you said it was because of the Space Hulk, I was like, that was the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Space Hulk was just for those, and then they transferred them over.
Yep. I tried to snooker you there. Didn't quite work.
Yeah, it would have been a good one. Right,
Who's next? This is John.
my one. Let's think of a nice good one here. I got a few. Okay, so let's say about a phenomenon that has been occurring in the amongst the Tau Empire, in which crisis suit pilots will refuse to leave the pilot seat as they have fallen in love with the AI that is on board.
Oh, I could annoyingly believe that.
Okay.
Where is that written?
It was written in relation to the Borkan Sept, who is the Sept that essentially has the most highly. They're like the Sept that does the development of new crisis suits. They're like the technological center of the Tau Empire.
But what text does that come from?
It was in the 7th Ed Codex.
Okay.
That was so important, Lord. They felt the need for this.
It's one less. It was. Bear in mind that 7th Ed, like codexes from 7th Ed, were like they had them thick, but they didn't have many. They didn't have many units, so they were like, well, we got to fill it out with something.
Yeah, fair enough. What happens to them?
So as a result of the pilot being wired into the it's essentially it's a process that's designed to essentially represent a parallel to how Imperial Knights work. where like Imperial Knights are like wired in. So in the same process, in that whole thing of like we got to have like nice parallels, Tau get wired in to crisis suits in a way that they can choose to easily get out if they want to. And there is an onboard AI in the same way that you have like machine spirits, which are definitely not AI. And in the process, because this AI is like essentially self-aware and works with them, it is wired into their brain. It means that they essentially stimulate the pleasure centers in the Tau's brain when they are in downtime. If there is like time between, so that they don't get stressed out by the fact they're inside the suit and things like that, it keeps them nice and calm, ready for the battle. And yeah, essentially they fall in love with the AI that is on board.
So it's more like drugs for them. Like,
Well, they believe it to be a love.
How common is AI in the Tau Empire?
Very common.
Is it?
Because
I thought a lot of the drones were controlled by Tau.
No.
Are they AI?
yeah, they're AI controlled. That's one of the big things, is that like another reason why the Imperium is like, no.
Because I didn't think they were.
Did you watch the
Because I thought that was one of the big things about the Votown, was the fact that they did use AI, which is why the Imperium hates them so much.
did you watch the what do we call it? The show that was on Warhammer Plus.
Yeah.
Because in the stealth suit at the beginning, you see them communicating with the onboard AI.
I don't remember. I remember them communicating with something, but I just assumed that was
It's
someone,
like
someone off screen.
No, it was an onboard AI.
Yeah. That's new. Didn't realise that.
I think
I've been quietly observing, but I think I have my answer.
I think I have my answer.
I mean, I was just curious about the AI. I'd already decided my answer.
Okay.
Right. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Hearsay.
Hearsay.
Here's that.
Ah, it is Hearsay.
Hey!
I thought I might have you with that one.
This was good. There was a lot of detail. Oh, damn.
Is it me?
It is you.
I'm not going to use that one. Okay. The Tau ethereal class maintains political power by holding elections against the Crute.
Against the crew.
Against the crew.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Well, in a similar vein to the question, like where is that from?
The Codex.
Okay.
Which codex?
Which ones do you know, John?
I've got the third, which was their first codex, and I've read the seventh.
that one.
Okay.
See, I did that for you to go for one that John doesn't.
Yeah.
Anything between the third and the third, seventh, and ninth. What do the elections look like?
Are we trying to?
So terrible.
Are you trying to suggest that the crew might one day be in power if they get elected in?
It's more like choosing which Tau gets to rule over. Then they don't really get a choice.
Which Tau ethereal?
Yeah.
Cool. Or which Tau in general?
It's that word, ethereal.
I'm done.
I'm done.
To be honest, at that point, I'm just taking the mickey.
Heresy or Hearsay?
Hearsay.
It's Hearsay.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't use the other one. I'll explain why in a minute.
Well, I'm sorry to say it was a bold move to be like, I'm going to try and drop towel or...
You are sadly at quite a disadvantage.
I know. It's okay.
It's okay, it's only a light bullying.
Yeah. Okay. My turn. 40k's land-based vehicles. We love
Ooh.
them. Land speeder, land raider, etc. They are, in fact, not named after the terrain that they typically go across, but named after some guy by the name of Arcan Lands.
I know the answer.
I've already written mine.
So-
I wrote, as soon as he started
Yeah,
talking, I wrote my answer.
As soon as I heard not named, bang.
No. Started talking.
I wasn't quite that quick, but
Well, there was a word that was dropped and I was like,
I don't need to ask questions.
no, I don't. No questions.
No.
Okay, let's see. Is it heresy or is it hearsay?
It is heresy.
It's heresy.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
It is
I put
indeed.
hearsay.
Heresy.
Because all land vehicles are named after Arkan Land, the
Yeah.
discoverer of the Land STC.
Yeah.
However, is the Emperor. Have you heard this one? That the Emperor's real name is Jimmy Space. And these are his Space Marines. I cannot take credit for that one by any stretch. That is a Tom and Ben special.
So,
More importantly about that, he didn't even create them. He
They-
just rediscovered them.
Yeah, found the STC. Like every Mechanicus. Like,
so what are the scores on the doors?
What's that? Drum rolls, please.
Jamie and John tie with 12 points.
Ooh. Oh.
Joe is in second place with 6, and I have 4.
Got to have a tiebreaker, surely.
tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker.
I believe you had some extras.
I do.
Should we just go against Joe?
Are we guessing Joe's? Or okay.
We'll guess
Okay.
Joe's.
Okay. I've got it. So this is the tiebreaker.
Yep.
In the anthology Let the Galaxy Burn,
Ooh.
a Titan Legion encounters a world dominated by dinosaurs. After 3 unsuccessful attempts at colonizing it, dinosaurs beat warlord Titans and ended up with the world having to be exterminatus as the dinosaurs were deemed a potential weapon against humanity.
I don't think we can ask questions on this one. I think we have to go with our.
Yeah, you have to go with your gut.
Go with your
No
gut.
asking questions.
Okay.
Okay. For the tiebreaker. 3, 2, 1.
Heresy.
It is indeed heresy. It's okay though, because I have another.
I assume it's Exodite that they come up against.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Pretty sure I recognised it.
One time, an Imperial Psyker stumbled upon a frozen Tyranid beast that called itself Bryaxes. It is the only self-named Tyranid and spoke in a recognised language.
I'm done.
Never mind.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hearsay.
Hearsay.
It is indeed here.
Jamie, we won't be too good at this.
You almost had me, but it was the self-named.
It was named. Yeah. There is no.
Okay. I have my last time.
Okay. Here we go.
Back in 2017, a short story released called Breath of Fire that focused on a Tau Fire Warrior team. In that book, it is heavily implied that the Tau team killed a lone custody guard who had set out to investigate a disturbance. It is not explicitly mentioned, but the warrior was described as clad in slick golden armour adorned with a red cape and red feather plumage.
I believe I have got an answer for this.
Okay, the final tiebreaker until we have to work out a rock, paper, scissors system.
We just carry it through to the next round. We just have to take a draw on that.
Heresy or Hearsay? 3, 2, 1.
Heresy.
Heresy.
That is, in fact, Hearsay.
Oh!
We both believe that they would try and write a custody being beaten up by some Tau.
I believe that to be something they would write.
They'd leave it ambiguous enough that it could be like, well, it wasn't a custody if they ever wanted to not be a custody. You did a good job of writing it sufficiently GW ambiguous there.
Right,
I guess
there's the last of
We'll
my
have to take a
tie.
tie.
I guess we will.
Yeah.
Good game.
So at the end of that, we have finished with John and Jay on a tie. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed Heresy or Hearsay. I have been your humble host, Joe. You have been...
Ow.
I've been Jay.
I've been John.
If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Maybe even comment your own Heresy or Hearsays down below. We'll see you next time in the Mead Hall.
Bye-bye.
Bye.